I might hang up this whole entrepreneur, business owner, podcaster thing, and I might go back to working at like a fast food, like Taco Bell Sheets, $17 an hour situation. Because A, most of my financial problems with taxes and everything else will be taken care of. And B, things like this happen, okay? This is the type of company culture America is about. WeWork's over. It collapsed, okay? Office culture is dead. We are never going back to the office. A 200 billion, I don't know, it's crazy number. Whatever WeWork was worth is now worth zero. Nothing. Because everyone works from home. Office culture is dead. And now, listen, is there anything I would do to go back to that? Absolutely. We did unthinkable things in the office. From the time I graduated college to the time I owned the company. I started as an intern and then now I own the company. Talk about a success story. And even as an intern at that company, we would have Nerf gun battles. The boss bought us a pool table. Guess what we did for 90% of the day when he got us a pool table? Like he had to make a rule, like no pool during office hours. There were rumors of like infidelity in the office. One of my coworkers was arrested. One of our coworkers was arrested on federal charges. They had something to do with like illegal weapons or something they weren't supposed to have that automatically got the feds involved. And now I think they're still in prison. I'm almost positive they're still in prison. One of my old first job out of college, I'm there for a year and a half. We come into the news that one of our coworkers has been arrested on federal charges because I think the person they were living with at the time had like weapons of mass destruction right behind the trailer. Like it was not a good thing. And it was enough to cause concern because like the feds bust through the gate and expressed their Second Amendment rights and hauled them off to jail. Or whatever they did. They basically took all their guns away. And now so they're in prison. And so that's, it's a fun time. It's a fun time for everybody. And then, the job I got after that, I'm pretty sure the one guy I worked with was like trying his very hardest to like have sexual relations with multiple people in the office, even though they were married / in happy relationships, even though he wasn't. So like that was weird. But talk about just like, we would all have a chat room that the boss wasn't a part of. We'd go out and take smoke breaks, even though we all didn't smoke. We'd waste time. We'd play games. It got to the point where like the boss of the owner of the company just neglected our whole department to the point where I was just like building websites for my other companies and making like fake music videos at the time because that's what I had to do to fill my time. Then I went to another job and they outsourced the job they hired me to do 3 months in. They hired me as their in-house web developer and outsourced that to a third-party company. So then they just said, well, here's access to our Facebook and do whatever you can do around the office to make it great. So I would just, I'd plan chili cook-offs. I'd order pizza for the whole team. I'd make banner ads. Put them on Google. I'd make Facebook posts. I'd give away gift cards for the Steelers because they were one of our corporate partners at the time. My corporate going into the office every day from 9 to 5, pretty much every week of the year. Yeah, we took off holidays, vacation, whatever. But 90% of the time you're in the office, you're not doing anything. And it's a blast. There's drama. There's people cheating on each other. You can get away with spending corporate money on things you're not supposed to. Like I had they ordered me 6 GoPros for no reason. So I just set those up around the office and just made videos of random stuff. I attached it to the dog. Like it was just when you had an office and you were working for someone else, it was a different time. And then even the job up until recently, before I took over, it was to the point where every other Friday, the boss was sending someone of importance out of the office to the liquor store so we could stop working in plenty of time, usually around lunch, to start drinking a little, do something fun like record a podcast or watch a movie or hang out or talk about our feelings or do whatever the fuck we wanted to do, sober up, and then drive home for the weekend. And that was like a weekly occurrence, dude. And so like the corporate life of going into the office is something that we will never get to experience again. We might be able to find other co-working places like the Candy Factory and whatever else might be available. But when it comes to that life and the lifestyle of going in and going out for lunch and having meetings and like internal messages and emails and drama and figuring out why people got fired or left, or finding out that the company, that the employee who literally sat beside you for a year, you sat beside this person for a year and a half every day, was just arrested on federal crimes. It's great. And so we're never going to get that back. And that's why I would love to rejoin, like, you know, the societal workforce of, you know, like maybe like a Taco Bell or Sheetz or something like that, because obviously they're still having holiday parties and they get us a little salacious.